Hello students, welcome back to your video class. Today we are going to study your second chapter in your reader, that is a poem, small poem, and the title of the poem is The Ant and the Cricket. And this is adopted a story from Aesop's fable. Aesop's is the title of a book and the author. And from his fables, this poem, a small as in poem, as a story, a fable has been taken. And in this poem, there is conversation between an ant and one cricket. Cricket here, it does not mean the game, or if you think of that game, but here it means one insect. Cricket, it comes out in the winter, late nights. You can listen the sound of cricket at late nights, and in your houses also you can see the cricket wandering here and there. So this is a conversation between an ant and a cricket. So students, actually this is a fable. What is a fable? Fable is a kind of moral story where characters are animals, and such characters are created. Imaginary character are created, so there we can express them for the moral reasons. So through the animals, through the moral stories, author wants to give a message to the people. In this poem, in this story, there is also a very good message which we must follow, every one of us must follow in our daily life. Students, you must have seen ant. If you have not identified what is cricket, but at least you must have seen ants at your house, around you, here and there you see ant. Ant is called very laborious insect which does the work in advance. This is the good habit of this insect, that an ant does the work in advance before the trouble comes. And you see on the walls, on the ground, ant is always carrying small grains from one place to other place, and sometimes you see the piece of bread and they drag from one place to the other place in a group, sometimes single, and very effort making insect, I say. So in this story, one thing is highlighted, that is that an ant does the work in advance before the trouble comes. And not only in English language, you must have read some poems of this insect in Hindi also. If you remember, नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, 100 बार गिरती 100 बार फिसलती है. Means this is a saying goes not only in this language, in all languages, because this thing is not related to any language. This thing is related to the characters. This habit is in its character. And on the other hand, cricket is other insect like ant, but cricket is very lazy, does not do the work on time or in time before the trouble comes. Very lazy, you can say. And When trouble comes, then it runs here and there and suffers a lot. So through this story, the author wants to give a good message, moral message, that when in our life, when we prepare the things, we must prepare the things in advance. We must have a good planning of everything. As a student, you plan your exams, you plan your lessons, you plan your study, you plan your course. And as teachers, we plan the activities we teach in the class. So if we do not plan the things before the real actual time, then we have to face many problems or difficulties in dealing with the situation. So this is the story, the moral story, and in this story the author giving you a very beautiful message that you must do your work in time, not at the nick of time. At the nick of time, people run here and there and they cannot do anything at the last moment. So ant is here as the symbol of, things, symbol of something positive, and cricket is here the symbol of negativity, means negative aspect. So we must get the lesson from the ant. We must learn from ant how to do the work, how continuously you must have seen how this small insect does the work really. And more than its size, it carries the thing, the part of grain here and there. Really, it very surprises. So this is a symbol of positivity, means never fails, never defeats, never feels tired. But it does the work in advance. It keeps the work ready in advance. It thinks in advance. On the other hand, the cricket is a lazy insect, lazy born, never prepare anything, never does anything, and finally when the trouble comes, he faces the problems, he faces the difficulties. And this is a very beautiful conversation between one ant and cricket. So before I start this poem, you must keep the things in mind that through this poem, through this fable, how the poet is conveying the message, actual message is what? So a silly young cricket, silly, you know very well, when the author is calling the cricket silly, it means he does the things, silly things. Young cricket, accustomed to sing, accustomed to. So actually what is the summary of this poem? I tell you, cricket enjoys when there is a rainy season, it enjoys, it never thinks of any future, it enjoys, sing and does fun and play. And that time ant collect the grains, collect the food for the coming season. You know, after rainy season there comes winter, very chilled winter. So what the cricket does? The cricket enjoys that time, have fun, dance, sing and all does the activities. And what happens? That time he does not collect any grain, does not collect any food. and does not save anything for future. And then winter comes, very biting winter comes, and the cricket feels alone, and he shivers, trembles with cold, and he thinks that now I will die soon without food, because he did not collect the food, he did not save the food, and he thought that I would die now. So what he thinks, he thought that let's go to ant, just calling friend. So cricket had some calling friend ant. So he went to the ant and begged that please, you just lend me some food for some time. I'll return you, I will lend you tomorrow, or I'll give it back to you tomorrow. Please, I'm starving. I'm dying of hunger. So you just help me save from this chilled weather. This cold is biting me, and you only, my friend, can save me at this time. So ant replied that, okay, so what you did when there was time before the winter came? What you did? You did not collect the grain. You did not save any food. So what you did? He replied, oh, that time I just sang and enjoyed and, had full fun. And I did not think about that. But now I don't have anything to eat. I'm feeling hungry. I will die soon if I don't get the food. So the ant replied that, okay, so in that rainy season you just sang and enjoy, and now you dance and enjoy. Why you need food? Because you dance and you just get rid of this cold weather. Get away, get away, get away. So ant replied this way, and ant said that no, we do not lend anything, we do not borrow anything. So I cannot give you any food, any grain from my side. You just go away and dance and dance and dance. So you will not feel cold. That he said, I feel very cold. So you can dance in this cold weather. You will not feel cold. So this way the ant really taught the cricket a lesson that when we have good time, we have free time, that time we must prepare our activities for future, we must plan for future, and beforehand we must do the preparation so that when the time comes we can be ready that time. So let's see the poem. A silly young cricket accustomed to sing. Accustomed to sing means used to. He was habitual. Used to. Used to sing. Used to sing through the warm. Warm means the good days, sunny modes of gay summer and spring, in all the weathers. He enjoyed. Began to complain. He started complaining when he found that at home his cupboard was empty. Cupboard where he used to keep the food, cupboard was empty. There was no food, because in other seasons, in summer, warm, spring, he only and only enjoyed. And he found nothing at home. So he started complaining. And winter was come. Winter was there. Not a crumb to be found. A small piece, crumb to be found. Small piece to be found. On the snow-covered ground, and all around in winter season, you see in the Kashmir or Himachal Pradesh, there the mountains are covered with only snow. So everywhere snow-covered ground, not a flower, and that season, that time, there is no flower because it's very biting cold all around. Could see not a leaf on a tree, and trees also fall the leaves in that chilled weather. Oh, what will become, means the cricket thinks, what will become of me now? Says the cricket, of me, what will become of me? Because I don't have anything to eat at home. And I just sang and enjoyed in the other good time. At last, by starvation, he was feeling very hungry. And famine made bold. Famine, when there is scarcity of food. When there is no food in winter season, all around, nothing is to eat for the insects. Made bold, all dripping with wet. He was sweating. Dripping with wet, and all trembling with cold. He is trembling with cold. He is feeling cold. Away he set off to a miserly ant. Away he set off. Set off is a phrasal verb. Set off, to leave, to go. Set off. So he set off to a miserly ant, a small ant, to see if. He went to an ant to see if, to keep him alive, so he could keep himself alive, he would grant him shelter from rain, that the ant would grant him shelter from, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mournful of grain, that he would get some shelter there, and some mouthful of grain, some grain to eat to fill the tummy. He wished only to borrow. He wished to borrow from that ant some grain. He would repay it tomorrow. He said that he would repay it tomorrow. I will pay it tomorrow. If not, and if he does not get, he must die of starvation and sorrow. He must die of starvation and sorrow, and he knew very well that he would die without grain, and if he does not get, then he would die very soon. Says the ant to the cricket. So what the ant replied to cricket? I am your servant and friend. That I am your servant or friend. Okay, I am your servant and friend. Because ant is small insect and cricket is little big insect than the ant. But we ants never borrow. This is the character of we ants. We never borrow. We ants never lend. We ants never lend anything, we never borrow anything from anyone. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Means when it was good time, you did not spare any food, you did not save any food. Caught the cricket, means said the cricket. Not I, means I did not spare, did not save anything that time when the time was good. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. Wow. My heart was so light. I was feeling very happy. I was feeling on the cloud nine, and I enjoyed day and night. I sang day and night, and you must have heard the voice, the sound of cricket at night. I cannot tell you how you can listen. For all nature looked gay, very happy. All around nature was happy. You sang, sir, you say. Oh, you sang, sir. You say, and said, sir, you said that you sang that time. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. And now you can do what? You can dance, and you can dance the winter away. If you're feeling cold, you can dance now. That time you sang, and now you can dance. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket. He hastily lifted the wicket. Means he hastily, quickly, he just lifted the wicket. In the sense here that he refused him, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. And he sent away him back without any grain, and he turned him back without food. Folks call this a fable. People call this a fable. I will warrant it true, and I think this is true. Warrant means guarantee. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. This is a fable adopted from the Aesop's fable. So in this small story, how this conversation between an ant and the cricket, and how they talked. Actually, the moral is that when there is happy time, we must do something, we must plan something for the future. So in the difficult time, we can face the situation very well. And fable is story often with animals and characters, and that conveys a moral. As I told you, this poem is about an ant and cricket, contains an idea of far-reaching significance, which is as true of a 4-legged cricket as of a 2-legged one. Surely you have seen a cricket that has 2 legs. Have you ever seen a cricket which has 2 legs? This can be true. The story says, because the cricket had 2 legs. So students, we have read this poem, small poem, and I tell you, when we read the poem, this is not for comprehension every time. Yes, definitely, a poem gives a beautiful message, moral lesson, but this is not for the comprehension always, exactly. Some poems have some different beauty of its section. So you must have noted, when we read a poem, there is rhyming and rhythm, rhyming words at the ending. You see, found, ground, tree, sea, sing, spring, home, come, bold, cold, grant, ant, rain, grain, borrow, tomorrow. So these are called the rhyming words. Light, night, say, gay, buy. Okay, never, wicket, cricket. So these are the rhyming words in this poem, and there is a message. I have told you, we must learn a lesson from ant. We must not be like cricket. So this is a very beautiful poem, and what you will do, you will find out all the rhyming words in this poem. HW, find the rhyming words and write down in your fair notebook all the rhyming words. How you will write in this way? You will write like NIGST, night, and LIGST, light, this way. All the pairs of rhyming words and the question answers. I will send you the work. You will do these questions in your fair notebook. I will, and these word meanings also you will write down. In the previous chapter, I forgot to tell you, when you start a lesson, when you do the homework, you must write all the word meanings, new word meanings which have been given in the book. So you do the word meanings also of the first chapter. Many of the students have sent the work, I have seen. And in this poem you will write first glossary words you must write down. Then the question answers, I will send you the answers of these questions, and rhyming words you will find yourself. I hope you enjoyed this poem. Thank you. Have a good time.